Welcome to all of you in this new video. This is the third part of the multiple choice questions on the basics of engineering graphics. In this video also I am going to cover the 10 basic questions. Similarly in the part 1 and part 2 also I have covered some basic questions on my basics of engineering graphics. The link of that is given in the description. So it is request to all of you, please watch that videos also. So let's move towards the questions. The question number 1. The internal angle of a regular pentagon is so and so degree. Okay, let's have the look on the options. 60 degree, 72 degree, 108 degree and 120 degree. These are the four options. The internal angle of a regular pentagonal structure. Okay, regular pentagon means the pentagon which is having all the five sides equal in length. Okay, that is nothing but this is the, for example, one of the pentagonal plane is there, which is having the regular in structure, and we have to identify what is the internal angle for the regular pentagon. And to calculate that, the standard formula is there, you can observe here. That formula is nothing but n minus 2 divided by n into 180. That n stands for the number of sides. Okay, here the pentagonal plane has been mentioned, so n will be, the value of n will be 5, that is number of sides. So 5 minus 2 divided by 5 into 180 equal to, if you are going to do the calculation, that will be 108 degree. So the correct answer for this question, that is internal angle of a regular pentagon, is 108 degree. That is option third, option C is correct. Now the next question. The external angle of a regular pentagon is so and so degree. Okay, now in the previous question it was mentioned about internal angle. Now here the external angle has been mentioned. So let's have to look on the options. The option first 45 degree, second option 60 degree, third option 72 degree, and fourth option is 90 degree. Now once again we will take the reference of the diagram. A regular pentagonal structure is there, and here we have to calculate or identify what is the external angle for that. Okay, with one of the side. So here the internal angle, now we know about that, that is 108 degree, and this complete angle is 180 degree, and out of that 180, if you are going to subtract 108, the remaining angle will be 72 degree. That is a one way to calculate or identify the angle of the pentagonal plane or any polygonal plane. But one of the simplest way is there with the help of some simple calculation, that is for external angle calculation, a simple formula is there, that is 360 degree angle. Okay, 360 degree angle divided by number of sides of the polygon. So here the pentagonal plane has been mentioned, the number of side will be 5. So 360 divided by 5, the division of that or the calculation will be is 72 degree. Okay, so the third option is correct. So here the two ways are there, either we can subtract the inner angle from 180 degree, or you can do in this way also. So it is applicable for all the polygonal structure. The option C, that is third option, is correct, that is 72 degree. Now the next question. The internal angle of a regular hexagon is dash 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 degree. Now here regular hexagonal plane has been mentioned. So let's have the look on the options. 100 degree, 110 degree, third option is 120 degree, fourth option is 130 degree. So in the previous two questions it was related to the pentagonal plane, now it is mentioned regular hexagonal plane. So here we have to identify the internal angle. So the same methodology, with the help of that formula we can calculate the internal angle, that is n minus 2 divided by n into 180. N stands for number of side. Now the number of sides are 6. So 6 minus 2 divided by 6 into 180 is equal to 120 degree. Okay, and for the same question, for the same object, if the external angle is mentioned, we can calculate, that is with the help of total 180 degree angle is there about the horizontal for a particular one side. 180 minus internal angle, that is 180 minus internal angle is 120, and the external angle will be 60 degree. But here what they have mentioned, what is the internal angle of a regular hexagon? Internal angle is nothing but with the help of this first formula, that is 120 degree. The option third, that is C option, is correct, that is 120 degree. Okay, now the next question. The visible lines has priority over all other types of lines such as hidden lines and center line. Okay, means whether the visible lines has priority over all other type of lines such as hidden lines or center line. Means when we are going to draw any diagram, that is 2D or 3D, in that the preference will be given to the visible line or hidden line or center line. So that is the question. So the visible line are always given the preference, so the answer is correct, that is option A is correct, true. Next question. Question number 5. For drawing a equilateral triangle, we must know. Means for drawing a equilateral triangle in a geometrical construction, what is the basic information that we require? Just have a look on the options. The first option, at least one angle value, only one angle value. Option B, at least one side dimension. Option third, both side and angles are required. And option third, none of these. Okay. So I hope all of you knowing about that. For drawing the equilateral triangle, that all of you are aware about that. Equilateral triangle having the angles that is 60 degree. Okay, means each angle having the 60 degree value. So the angle is already known to us. So for drawing the equilateral triangle, we must know a particular length of a side. So at least one side dimension if you know, then we can either take the reference of angle, or in other way we can represent any one side of the equilateral triangle, and with the help of compass by taking the same length. Suppose the dimension is given 40 mm. So first of all we will draw the 40 mm length as a horizontal, and with the help of compass by taking same distance 40 mm, we can draw the two arcs from the end points as a center, and the intersection of these two arcs will be the third point of the triangle. So if you know the one of the side, then easily we can represent the equilateral triangle. So the option second is correct, that is at least one side dimension should be known to us. Now the next question, question number 6. Four equal faces are there, but that four equal faces having which type of structure, whether triangular, square, rectangular or pentagonal. So just have the look on the 3D diagram, line diagram of the tetrahedron having the 40 mm side. So here you can observe these are the three visible edges: left side incline, right side incline and bottom visible edge. By joining these three visible edge, the one surface of the tetrahedron has been created. That is nothing but three sides mean triangular face. And likewise in a tetrahedron, the four equal triangular faces are present. So the option first is correct. Okay, triangular faces. Next question, question number 7. In a regular hexagon, if it is inscribed in a circle, then its side is equal to the radius of the circle. Okay, once again just understand the question. In a regular hexagon, if it is inscribed in a circle, then its side is equal to the radius of the circle. Let's have a look on the option whether this statement is true or false. Okay, so before that we will see with the help of some diagram. We will take the reference of the diagram and we will discuss about that. The regular hexagonal structure can be drawn with the help of different methods. Out of that, the first method is there, by knowing the inner angle, or by taking the reference of the inner angle we can easily represent the hexagonal structure. But they have mentioned in the hexagonal structure is inscribed. So the second method is also there, that is a circle method to draw the hexagon. In that what we have to do, the length of the side, so suppose the 30 mm side of the hexagonal structure is given. By taking the 30 mm side as a radius distance, we are drawing a circle first of all. That circle is also having the same radius, that is equal to the side of the hexagon. And when we are going to draw that, all the corner points of the hexagon, 6 corner points of the hexagon structure are present on the circumference of the circle, and that complete all the edges are present inside the circle. So it is called as an inscribed circle. And here for drawing that circle, the radius which is used, which is equal, that is equal to the side of the hexagon. So the statement which is mentioned here, that is true. The correct answer is option A, true. Next question, question number 8. Which one of the following is not a reduced scale? Some options are given. Out of that we have to identify which one is not a reduced scale. Just have to look on the options. But before that, what is the reduced scale that we have to understand? Okay, the reduced scale is nothing but when the dimensions on the drawings are smaller than the actual dimensions of the object. Means suppose in the particular diagram some option dimensions has been given, and we are taking somewhat smaller dimension as compared to the original dimension, then that will be called as a reduced scale. Okay, so the options are there, the 1:1, 1:20, 5/500 and 4:6. Okay, out of these four, which one is not a reduced scale? Now here you can observe the reduced scale, the options are given, that is nothing but the left side value is nothing but always we are taking for the drawing purpose, and the right side value is always given to us, that is actual size is given. Now suppose the fourth option I will consider, the actual size is given 6, suppose we will consider 6 mm and we are using the 4 mm. Means here 6 is the original dimension and 4 we are taking, that is reduced one, means it is a reduced scale. 5/500 is also nothing but one type of reduced scale. Here you can observe that 5 over 5 is nothing but the representative fraction is there, that having representation as RF. That RF is nothing but length of an object on the drawing divided by actual length of the object. Means actual length of the object is given 500 and we are using the length of the object as a 5. Okay, that will be a reduced scale. And the left one is nothing but drawing size, actual, that we are taking or representing on the drawing or in the drawing. And the first option, that is 1:1. The actual size is 1 and we are using the 1, means that is nothing but the it is not a reduced scale. So as per the question, which one of the following is not a reduced scale? So the option A is correct, that is 1:1 is not a reduced scale. Okay. Now the next question, question number 9. When the drawing is drawn larger than the actual size of the object, when the drawing is drawn larger than the actual size of the object, then the scale is known as. So with the help of diagram, first of all we will understand. Suppose given question is there to draw the cylindrical object which is having the 70 mm axis length and 30 mm diameter, and we are drawing the diagram somewhat bigger in size, but the dimensions are represented in the same way, 70 and 30. But to represent that, we are using somewhat bigger size, and that is nothing but the larger size. Okay, that is a larger size, and that larger size nothing but it is in terms of scale is called as a enlarged scale. Okay, the full scale is nothing but the same size diagram we are going to draw. Reduced size is nothing but smaller dimension, means actual structure will be smaller but the dimension will be get represented as it is on the drawing. And enlarged scale is nothing but the question is given somewhat smaller and we are drawing as a bigger one, then that is the enlarged scale. Okay, so the correct option for this question, that is option number 3rd, that is enlarged scale. Now the next question, the question number 10, last question for this video. For drawing of the objects such as wristwatches and the electronic chips, which scale is used generally? Means for drawing the wristwatch diagram or electronic chips which are somewhat smaller in size, for that drawing which scale is generally used? Let's have a look on the options. Option A, or the first option, is full scale. Option second, reduced scale. Third option, enlarged scale. And fourth option, all the above. Okay, the correct answer for this question is nothing but generally for wristwatch and the electronic chips we are using the larger size scale so that we can understand the complete diagram, because already the wristwatch dial is very small, or wristwatch structure is very small, and if you are going to use the same dimension, it is very difficult to draw the diagram also. And to avoid that things, generally we are taking the enlarged scale and we are preparing the drawing, and that is showing the proper structure of the wristwatches or the smaller electronic chips. Okay, so the correct option is nothing but enlarged scale. So this is the end of this video, part number 3. If you understand all the questions and the way of explanation about these questions, so please click on the like button, and if you are new to my channel, please subscribe my channel and please click on the bell icon so that you can get the update of the new uploaded videos. So thank you so much for watching this video, and once again, if you like the video, please subscribe, like and share the video. Thank you so much.